My book, You Got Next, Real Talk for the Hip Hop Generation, is about just that. You know, communicating with the hip hop generation regarding drugs, sex, peer pressure, bullying, you know, and any emotional problems that teens might have, especially due to single parent or children from single parents. You know, a lot of children from single parents that miss their fathers, you know, they have a lot of issues that sometimes they hide, sometimes they keep in, and it's really a book that'll get them to look at themselves, like self-reflection, and give them a reason to dialogue and give you a reason to dialogue with them. I work with the youth every day professionally, as well as mentoring children in the community and in my family. And there's a lot of issues that are going on, and mainly they don't see the bigger picture. You know, they see the gangs, they see their friends, they see the hip hop, you know, in the videos and the violence in the media, but they don't see what's going on in society today in terms of education being diminished and opportunities being diminished. And I try to help them to see the bigger picture. One is to love and respect themselves, but the other one is to have a clearly defined goal for the future. It's actually for both. And when the parents could benefit by sharing it with the kids, you know, but the kids will definitely benefit, you know, just from reading it themselves, sharing it with one another, and just self-reflection. In the book, we talk about sex, we talk about hip-hop, drugs, you know, education, school, and that's basically the culture that they're in right now. Well, the first thing is, you know, your perception of yourself. You know, if you think that, you know, you are all about being in a gang and being cool, and you think that the world around you is against you, you know, you can't do anything to change that reality, then you're going to always have problems because you started off with the wrong self-perception. You know, but once you start realizing the greatness that you have, the intelligence that you have, you know, and how far you can go in this world regardless to the environment, then you will be successful. It appeals to the hip-hop generation because as the hip-hop generation starts realizing what we have to do politically and what's happening to them politically and economically and culturally in this country, they will see that they will start needing different ways out. And I talk about entrepreneurship. You know, I talk about the importance of education, college or trade school. You know, so once they start seeing what's happening in the political climate and the educational climate, they will indeed start gravitating to books like this because they will start looking for answers, right? A lot of kids don't read, and what happened to me and many other black men in this country is we were introduced to the autobiography of Malcolm X. And once we were introduced to that, it grabbed us because Malcolm was in the streets. Malcolm was a pimp and a hustler and a drug dealer until he came across a higher body of intelligence or knowledge, and then it started a transformation for him. Also, a spiritual transformation, you know. So this is the same kind of book that I hope will cause a transformation in them and begin to make them want to read more. Not just a saying, the children are our future, and with the way things are going out here in this climate, with the recession and foreclosures and things that's going down, and the lack of possible opportunities that were there before for us, you know, our kids are going to need to focus on science, mathematics, you know, medicine, and computers, computer technology. And if they're not the type that will go into that, they have to be geared towards a trade. So please take more of an active role in your child and the children around you in their education and their future. You got next.